Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome now to episode 32 of the Bumps and Bruises podcast. I am one of your hosts, Marcos, aka at the Sunset Kid, joined once again by Derek, aka Bama 1392. Derek, we have a special guest as we talk about the wrestling to come and the wrestling that occurred over the past weekend. So,
yes, we do.
before we get our special guest in, how's your week been so far?
Week's been good. Weekend was even better. It was a lot of wrestling that went on,
Yep.
as always. So we got a good bit of stuff to talk about.
Yep.
So I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
What about you, man? You were out of town. How was your weekend?
Weekend was good. I was at New York Comic Con, but it was exhausting. Exhausting. But I'm here for it. All right. Without further ado, let's bring
Not
up
ready.
the man. Oh, is not ready yet.
He's walked away. Went to grab a drink.
Okay. So yeah, so I pretty much had New York Comic Con. I was there at booth 3153, aka nerds_clothing. If you follow them on Instagram, nerdsclothing.com. For everybody out there, we had a few pieces, as you can see in the background, somewhere back there, I have here the Knicks Street Fighter deck. It was legit. We had a couple guests. I was able to meet a few people. It was pretty dope. I had a pretty good con. Like I said that I mentioned, I'm exhausted. I don't know if I'm still tired or what. I just don't know. I don't know what day it is right now, honestly. I'm just here, and I'm happy to be here. What about you? How I saw a lot of the wrestling on tape delay. When I say I'm trying to be funny, it's what they used to say when a pay-per-view wasn't live anymore, or an actual show was recorded.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? Did you watch everything live or no?
I didn't see anything live. I think the only thing I saw live was maybe SmackDown.
And the spoilers on Twitter.
No, actually, I stayed off social media until yesterday. That was the first time I got a bit of a spoiler, and it was just something that happened on Monday Night Raw. But yeah, I stayed off of social media because my timeline is all wrestling. So
I normally do that, but for some reason, during the downtime, you're just trying to keep yourself busy at the con. And there wasn't a lot of it, but I found myself scrolling because, we have these devices that take up a lot more of our time, even though we didn't have it before. But, it is what it is. I did, however, notice that you have a new camera. As you moved, it goes.
Yeah, I had to, wanted to be a little fancy. Prime Day just passed, so
my man got the Batman camera.
Catch
you remember the
some good deals.
You remember the first Batman? Batman begins when he's like, and then the Dark Knight. He was like, yes, I made you a new costume, Bruce. Now you can move your neck freely. It's funny as hell. So, is our special guest ready? Do we know if he's ready to be brought in?
I believe so. I'm gonna go with the yes. I see him sitting there in the background. I asked him if he's all good. He didn't say anything, but let's see.
Tell him we're about. Oh, we got the okay. So
yep,
we're bringing.
All right. With no further ado,
go ahead and introduce him.
First man off the bench, Mr. Mega Ran himself. How you doing, sir?
Yo, what's up? What up? Yo, that new camera is crazy.
Yeah, it's like
you got the back cam. Meanwhile, Marcos is freezing up every 2 seconds. It was like,
whatever. I'm not freezing up. You're freezing up, bro.
You definitely froze. Like when you were talking about Batman. I just was gonna let it be great.
Hold on, I gotta see what am I using.
It's the IT guy, man. You know, he, you know,
Why you gotta blame me?
it's like you maybe get this one, Derek, but like, you know, you ever meet a hairstylist who like who can't keep a straight edge up? You're like, come on, man.
Wow.
On that defense, and that was a good one. I'll give you that. That was a good one. On that defense, you know, we ain't lining up ourselves, most of us. You know what I'm saying? So therefore,
good point.
And first of all, all I'm saying is I was away. My computer, I just turned it on like 30 minutes before we even started here. And I was like, let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah.
I unlike you, I'm not up here. And
same. I had my computer's been off. I was in Chicago all weekend. I actually, which I never do, I hit the power off on the surge protector, turned off the laptop, turned off the desktop, turned off the Wi-Fi router, everything until I got here last night and turned it back on.
You sound like the wife, man. She was like, you got to unplug stuff so it doesn't take electricity. I was like, what is this, 1955? Like, relax, bro. Oh man. But yeah, I feel like I know you, right? Don't we do some things together, Red? Like I feel like we do a lot.
Yeah, if you notice here, I'm rocking the X-Men 97.
Wait, like you talking about that thing over here behind me somewhere? Yeah, like that poster.
Yeah, I see that I see that X-Pod poster
right here. Hold on.
Speaking
hold on. You said this poster?
These two guys? He grabbed that off the ground. He's like, hold on, let me pick up my welcome mat and show you
at that. No, it just ain't made it on the wall yet. I'm finally putting stuff on the wall. Walls was naked.
I appreciate that.
For those of you that are watching, my man Derek got the cameraman. He got the dude from what is it? The Jerry Springer Show? Just action cam.
I got Stu, man. I had to hire Stu.
Got Stu.
Y'all know who Stu is.
Yeah. Got the handy cam. This the Kevin Dunn impact cam. When he swing, he gonna be like rap, rap, rap. He got the impact camera.
Hilarious. So you was in Chicago. I saw the pictures at the Bulls game.
Yeah. With the preseason game. It was awesome, man. Like I've been to. It's funny. I've been to United Center, but for wrestling, not actually for a Bulls game. So my wife had never been. She's been a Bulls fan her whole life, and of course our kids never been. So we were like, oh, let's just do this, and we had a great time. It was preseason. They played the Bucks. Giannis played a little bit in the beginning. Bulls lost, but it was a good game. They had some scraps happening in there. But it's such a legendary building, man. Chicago is just a legendary town in general, but
yeah,
it's so legendary. You walk in, it's like the Jordan statue. It's the jerseys retired. All this cool stuff. It's straight history. You know what I mean? You feel it when you walk in. Like this is the house that Mike built.
Do you?
And it was dope.
Have the steakhouse there or no?
What's that?
Does he still have the steakhouse there?
I don't at the stadium.
Yeah, I believe.
I'm not sure.
Back in the day.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. We went there. Did you go with us when we went? We went out there for the first collision.
I honestly don't remember. The first collision would have been a while back, though.
It was Punk's return. Like that was why we.
Oh no! I definitely wasn't there. I was cheering on from the couch.
Okay, yeah, we went out.
I was there when it mattered, when he won the championship. That he promptly got hurt.
It's crazy to believe. Like that wasn't that long ago, right?
I know. Like this man was in another company. Now, like the people that are fan booking, if you guys have been under a hole, that are fan booking right now, that what is it that the Shield is coming back? 3 years ago, people were like, "Oh man, when CM Punk comes back to the WWE, they go, people gonna cry." It's like, man, that ain't never gonna happen, and sure enough, it did. Like,
yeah, man, hell really froze over, dude. Like I don't. There's we always say like anything can happen in WWE, anything can happen in wrestling. But that's one thing I can't see. No, nobody saw that coming.
Yeah,
like nobody saw that coming.
I mean, all I'm saying within our friends group chat, if somehow, some way, Triple H pulls out a trade for a couple of shows, and we get whatever corny Dean Ambrose music they had back.
That's all I remember.
Yeah,
the New Day used to make fun of that jeans. So Jeans Ambrose, that's what they used to call him. If there could be a trade, I don't even. I mean, we starting off already.
It's not even a trade. Like, hey, let me borrow.
Who would you swap? Like, if they were like, no, we need somebody to hold it down. One episode, one night only.
AJ, or not AJ Styles?
No. You know who
AJ for Mox?
You know who you give him?
I mean, I was thinking for Edge, but yeah, sure, why not?
Bro, Edge is a more likely scenario, but
like honestly, you get Mox and you get Edge for a couple PLEs. If you give them Cody, give them Cody, dog.
Make Cody go back?
The champ? No, you can't do that.
No, you give Cody come out and for one pay-per-view, wrestle his brother or something. You know what I mean?
Wow. That would be crazy. They wouldn't even know how to react. Like if Cody came out, they'd be like, wait, boo, no, yes,
like with the title though.
No,
bro, without the bring the merchandise. He can't bring the merchandise. Okay,
can't bring the merchandise. I feel like people like Mox and Edge could work. People like Mox and Edge could work because they come with it. They'll come back with their WWE name. But like Cody, I don't think it could work.
Cody, I'm like Cody. Cody's only been Cody Rhodes.
Yeah,
but I'm telling you, bro, you give him the same entrance a la WrestleMania, have him come up from the bottom, and then he's like, bro.
Wow.
I think the entire building will fracture.
They wouldn't that's what I'm saying. They wouldn't even cheer. They would just be sitting there like there would be no noise. Like people would just be so shocked. They'd be like passing out.
And bro, they don't even have to do something crazy. It's just like you have like Hangman Page, like going through something, and they'd be like, man, I gotta make the call. And it's like, who is he calling? You don't even have to have him come out. Like just have Cody have a SUV pull up and the window rolls down and it's Cody and he's like, get in. And then, bro,
people will go crazy.
Like,
go nuts.
Like literally, you know how people are watching for fan reactions, people's heads would explode. But getting back down to business.
Things that actually would happen. Yeah. Because I don't think that we'll ever see that in our lifetime. But you know what?
We can pray.
We've seen a ton of DC Marvel comic book mashups. It probably won't happen in the movies until DC kind of gets theirs together. And if they can, could churn out constant, $100 million movies, I feel like they would listen.
The right people are in power. And who I mean by the right people is, I mean, like Triple H doesn't care who he has to work with. Is not. And then TKO, all you got to do is ask TKO if they could like have a spot or have like advertising rights on the what's it called, in the Jaguars, and they'll be down for anything. They'll be like, oh, what? We can do this?
I mean, that's one thing we've learned is that these guys like money. Yeah. And everything is about a profit. So if they felt like this could really bring some bread in, I'm sure they'd be open to it.
Like, I don't know, man.
Does it make any, I mean, they're breaking records every pay-per-view. Like how could this make them bigger?
I don't know, but I think, and this is going to sound very controversial before we move on to the weekly graps. I think the old man would have done it. I think the old man is smart enough to see where the business is going.
You think so?
I think so. And I think
crazy. You were around for the Attitude Era. What are you talking about?
I know, but that was different.
He tried to destroy WCW and ground them into the ground.
But that was
because he's old. You know what I'm saying? No. He's older now.
No. I think back then, what they don't talk about, that had to do a lot with Ted Turner, because Ted Turner didn't see Vince as his equal. He was kind of like, all right, little guy, like go sit there. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's why in the parodies it was Billionaire Ted, because if you think about it, Vince did not become a billionaire until like after he ran WCW out of business. So it was kind of like a personal chip. I don't think the cons care, and with the exception outside of TK, like I think the other cons are like, if this at some point at the end of the day we're in the football business, the wrestling business is just something like that we do. It's like if all of a sudden you
bro, you've seen what Tony Khan has said about WWE. You've heard it.
But we've heard it from the horse's mouth, and on the Netflix documentary, he was like, I don't give a shit what people say about me. It's like at the end of the day, if it makes business sense, I'll do anything. Bro, Ultimate Warrior came back and had his last hurrah. And I think if Macho Man was still alive, he would have came back through the WWE doors. But
yeah, what, 20 years later? Like, come on. These guys don't live that long, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The fact that they never passed that up with Macho is kind of like all you need to know. Like, I don't know. I know you say the old man was, he didn't hold grudges, yada, yada, but I don't know. It was war with WCW. Like, that was war.
And again, for me, not knowing him other than him being a person that walks the face of this earth, I also feel like you think there might be some regret in him selling the WWE. You think he would go through all these steps that he did when he felt like he was being forced out, or he would have just fell back and been like, all right, that's all good. Like, what do you think? Do you think TKO would have still been a part of the deal if Vince can see like 5 years into the future?
Well, Vince had cases and stuff. Like, there was just bad press around him. So it just made a lot of sense to get out of there.
No, but I honestly think he didn't do it for the bread. I think he did it because the head of TKO basically was like, I'm going to install you back in as an overseer, kind of like what The Rock was doing, but not day to day. But, if he's the person that at the end of the day on the TKO board says, all right, this is where the buck stops here, then it doesn't matter if he's not on TV. You know what I mean? It's like at the end of the day, he could be like,
yeah,
I think we should change the end of WrestleMania. And it's like, wow,
man, I still, you can't really convince me that somebody is reporting to Vince and Vince is reporting his opinions back to them.
But do you think his opinions hold the weight how they used to? Like, it's a difference if like the man of many H's hits him up and it's like, yo, what do you think about this? What should I do here? And then he's like, well, this is what I would do. And then they kind of like have a true back and forth as equals. And then
I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. But I think if he has a strong opinion on something, he tells Bruce Pritchard, Bruce is going to try to get it done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he's going to really push to try to get it done. You know what I mean? He might not even say that it's coming from the old man, but he's like, I just really think, I don't know, I really think this is the right move. You know what I mean? Yeah. I really think his opinion does hold weight there.
Like, so putting that hat on, I'm going to ask both you and Derek, what booking decision will not be done now? Like, what star that's getting a push right now would not be getting a push if Vince still had the pen? And I'll start with you, Derek, since you kind of like a figurehead here.
If Vince still had,
like what out the top of your head, you'd be like, oh, this superstar will never be sniffing the world title right now.
I would go CM Punk.
Really?
That would have been, yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Punk might not have ever made it back.
Yeah, I can see
Vince
that.
Was there.
I can see that.
It might probably, like, Punk himself probably would have been like, nah, I can't work with that dude.
Yeah.
Man, that's a good answer. I was going to say Jey Uso, but who knows? I think just because of where he came from, because of the gimmick change that had to get him where he is today, LA Knight would be out of a job.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
He would not be on TV. He wouldn't be anywhere to be found.
You don't think so? Because I mean, we had Austin Theory. Like, We ain't seen him in
Yeah,
forever.
but you got to think about it. You got to think about
True.
it.
He liked him for some reason.
Austin Theory's push and de-pushing all happened while Vince was still writing.
I mean, but so did Drew McIntyre's, and he was the other golden boy.
Yeah.
You know, until he, you know, he had to come back. He had to leave, come back, grow some body hair, dye his hair black. You know.
So it's funny you said that. I feel like the body hair made his body look like he's like 100 pounds heavier. But if you look at it, right before he left WWE, he was just as big as he is now. But I don't know why he looks like he put on way more mass. I know he came back a little bit more cut up.
I
but
think he's more cut. Yeah,
like
he's got more like muscle to him, more muscle mass too, for sure.
It sounds like it just added more definition.
Yeah.
You know,
like it defined his character, his look better.
Because in my mind, when I was like, oh, like when I remember him, I was like, oh, he was a skinny, tall kid. And then I go back, I was like, he was never skinny. He was just a fit dude that had baby face. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like he wasn't on a Ludwig Kaiser level, but he was definitely still Drew McIntyre. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh man, we have nothing to work with here. It's like, no, he just did certain things.
No, he had something to work with. Priest says in the comments, Triple H is this guy's son-in-law. So you know they're having family meetings, they're having family dinners, they're having family cookouts, they're hanging out over the weekends, and you know they're having real conversations about what's going on.
But we talked about this before. We talked about this. Remember Succession? You said we should check out that show, and you were like, I think that actually it's probably an amped up version of the men's. I don't think that they go to him. I think once he's ousted, I think it's kind of like the old man is like, hey, this is what I think. It's like when your son buys out your bar or business, and he's like, well, this is how we used to do it. He's like, well, we don't do that here no more. Thanks for your opinion, but
have you watched all of Succession? I didn't finish. I'm in like the last.
I have not watched all of it. I've maybe watched half an episode,
but they're scared to death of him. They all are. They're like, it's like you tell them, like they're all like they respect him so much, and I think it's the same way with Vince.
But let me ask you this: is he in charge of the business the entire show?
Yeah, but he's getting older, he's getting sicker, and they're like, we got to try to work him out. We got to try to, he's trying to get the union or trying to get the board to kind of get together to vote him out, and they're all scared. You know what I mean? Like they're just
I understand that, but this is probably a sequel in real life. He's out. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Now they don't have to like.
You don't have to be scared of him no more now that he's out. Yeah. There's the one kid, Kendall. He's like he's a total like herb. He's a punk, but he's like the kid he's the only one who has the guts to kind of step up. But he's still scared. He's like he can't look him eye to eye. Like they can't have conversations straight up because he's like he knows his dad's gonna like break him. You know what I mean? But I'm sure it's like that too, where he's like, I did it. Yeah, I did the thing to get you out of there, but I can't face you and talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know who I think I would think would be the person that wouldn't get that push? And you guys are gonna probably think I'm crazy. Gunther.
I already think you're crazy, but Gunther?
Yeah.
Gunther wouldn't get the
push. About Gunther, if there's any person that Triple H has protected outside of DIY, it has been Gunther. He didn't bring him to NXT.
Yeah, that's super protected.
Yeah,
anybody out of NXT, honestly, that's why I thought LA Knight. But
it's super levels to that. He didn't bring him to NXT US until after he had a crazy reign in the UK. He noticed that Gunther missed all the call-up sessions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He did.
And I think that was by design. I think when Black and Gold was popping, Triple H was like, he probably heard the rumblings like, oh man, he's about to take everybody. And he's like, nope. Gunther, you gotta stay doing something else. We're gonna keep you over here. Like this man, I mean, it's probably killing him right now that this man's name is Gunther. It's like, yo, his name is Walter. Like,
right.
Like, come on. It's like, nope, Gunther. It's now Gunther. forever. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I think that was the beginning of something like and the fact that he like let go of his stable one by one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And somehow Ludwig, I guess because Ludwig probably was in the gym all the time when Vince was in there. He was like, "Hey man, you got to get better, baby. You got to get those pumps in. You know,
First
if
of
you
all,
want to be good."
speaking of Ludwig, we got to give that man his flowers. Like, say what you want about El Grande, the gimmick. Okay, with Chad Gable did it. It was borderline racist and offensive. I'm gonna just say it. This is the MAGA guy. Now with Ludwig, he's speaking Spanish. Like, he turned him into a completely different character.
Bro,
And
the mannerisms
are so good. Like, man, I gotta give that man his flowers. Like, and from taking that gimmick and not just rolling with it, like, oh, I could just do whatever they did. No, I can learn some Spanish. I can do this. I can do that.
Wait, we can't take away flowers from Chad Gable. My man survived Shorty 2G or whatever. Shorty G.
Like, oh yeah, I love Chad Gable. I just think the best thing that could have happened was him getting hurt and then passing it on, because they could have just been like, oh, let's just keep the gimmick on the shelf until you come back. But to pass it on, I thought was just brilliant.
I think
I found the right guy.
I think that El Grande Americano, the fact that he got over, extended that whole gimmick. Because I could see in an alternative future, if like he didn't get over in AAA or they were really upset about it, they'll quietly kill that gimmick, and then everybody associated. Sure. Yeah,
I think the plan was they probably came up with that gimmick at the same time that they were working on the AAA, deal. So they're like, we're going to create a star to run wild in AAA. I'm sure that was the thought. It's like, let's bring somebody in from us that they'll cheer, and hopefully they will. And they did.
Yeah. But they also like Del Rio, which is like Bizarro Land there. Like they have a lot going for them over there. Like I think AAA is one of the reasons that although everybody saw Dom becoming the man, but I think it's going to accelerate that push.
Yeah, as much as I think that's to get the Del Rio stink out the air, to be like, look, it's Dom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like, as much I want to give them a little bit of bail on the Del Rio love, because it's like maybe they're not cheering for Del Rio as much as they're cheering for the idea of Del Rio. Like, he was our champ. Y'all bought us out, and now you put your champ in on top. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's more what they're like upset about. But it's like, you moved out our guy. It's like when Seth was beat the Fiend and everybody hated it. You know what I mean? It was like, this wasn't supposed to happen. Like, this was our champ. This is our moment. Yeah. And you just took it away. So now you get booed because that's what Vikingo.
But the only reason Del Rio came into the company was because Vikingo like lost, like went one-legged. Like he tore his knee in AEW, I believe, wasn't it?
He did get hurt. Yeah, I didn't know that was the only reason he came, but yeah, he did get hurt. Because he was champ when he got hurt.
Yes, he was champ for 18 months at that point.
Wow.
And then lost it, and then it was like, I think Vikingo coming back to be the champ was going to happen regardless. I just think that Vikingo was the first cat that they had in that press conference, and people were like, "Nope, he's sold out."
There you go. He looked like a corporate champ. He's standing right there. It's like, oh, here we go. And then he just happens to win the belt the next show. Yeah, it's like, come on, man. Like, what if Ray won it? Would it have been any different?
I think if Ray can actively walk, it would have been different. Like, I forgot what it was a knee, right? Or was it a shoulder with him? What happened? Like recently.
I don't know. But what if Ray won it? What if they just did something quick and sneaky? Somebody's laying out and he just 619s them and pins them, and and takes the belt. Would they have booed Ray?
Probably not. But I also think that Ray, as crazy as it sounds, I think Ray's retirement match is going to come versus his son in AAA.
In AAA? Not at a Mania?
Not Mania?
No, I think it'll be more significant for the both of them involved there, because think about it. What's it called? Conan is Dom's godfather. Like, a lot of those cats that work there are like real, like legit, like family friends and like family to like that family. Like, of course, I think they'll have like a blow off match at WrestleMania, but I think the true last time we see Rey Mysterio, it's poetic if he goes out in AAA. That's where he started his career.
That would be dope.
You know, against the son. You know what I mean?
You're making some sense.
Like,
You're making some sense.
You're making sense. Maybe like you think they would do something where, I mean, naturally, I guess Dom has to beat him, but you think they would do something where like he like embarrasses him, like takes his mask off or something, or do they have a moment where they like hug in the ring and it's like,
I think they hug in the ring, and then in typical Dom fashion, is gonna be like, I don't know what happened. Like, remember you saw him in Raw on Raw yesterday when they were like, what about when you beat Rusev? And he's like, what? He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's gonna be like that, and it fits him perfectly.
Yeah.
But, you know, in case you didn't know, I'm a huge Dom mark now, and I've been saying this for how many years, Rand? I feel like it's
been for a minute, you know.
Yeah.
We all kind of knew. I was like, the Dom face turn is gonna blow the roof off.
Yeah.
I don't know when or how, but when it happens, it's gonna go crazy.
I don't think it's gonna happen with Liv Morgan. I thought that was I think it's gonna happen. It's gonna be with his father, and I think it's gonna be when his father retires. That's when they're gonna he's gonna have the rocket. But I think somehow Dom's gonna lose the belt. It's gonna be to somebody, and then that person is gonna be like, I want to face you, Rey Mysterio, and then Rey's gonna win that belt, and then it's gonna be kind of like a booking of like, I want to beat you. You're my dad. I'm a better Mysterio type deal. And then newfound respect. It's easy. Come on, it's wrestling. Newfound respect. Dom wins. You know, shakes his dad's hand. It's like, you remember when Hogan got jumped by the NWO when when The Rock beat him and they shook hands?
Yep.
Very simple. You ain't got to break the mold. Just have the rest of Judgment Day come out and be like, yo, what are you doing?
Yep.
Like let's give it to you. Let's beat your dad up. Like this.
Yeah, and then Ray helps them and they raise their hands in the ring and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now tell me this. Does everybody that's retiring have to go out on their back? Or is there an exception for certain people?
Wrestling. It's an unwritten written rule. Rule. I feel like you're an asshole if you don't. Like maybe The Rock might get shot some bail because The Rock still has to like make money in the movies. But Rand, do you see anybody like if Hogan didn't do it? Like, you know, that
I don't even like these people come back so much. Like, I don't even remember. Like, what was Hogan's last match?
It was, I believe it was like one of his weird tours that he did.
Okay. So after WWE, he did something else.
After WWE and TNA, I think he wrestled Flair one time before Flair actually. It was like 12, 15 years ago, dog.
Okay.
This
so that stuff don't really count. But they're like, yes, I think you should go out on your back. Like you said, I think yeah, you're a jerk if you don't. Like if you're still like trying to win and trying to get championships and all that, then you're not.
With the exception of what's it called, of Sting, because he really didn't win. It was a tag match, like you know what I mean. They like, you know what I mean. If you have a hot young star tagging with you, I guess that's the exception. But if you're 1-on-1, no, I don't think. I think you know what I mean.
You got to take that out. No, I firmly agree. I think Sting, and I don't have any complaints with the way the Sting thing went. I think it went perfect. But again, even Priest just mentioned it. Darby Allin took all the damage. He got really messed up in that match. But they gave Sting that moment, you know, and it's a tag match, so it's okay. I think, and I mean, people will blame that on like Tony Khan being a mark or whatever, but I think that was the right thing to do.
It was.
You know what I mean? I'm not mad at that at all.
Now, if Sting would have like beat
Sting was like, yo, I want to run. I need to run.
I would have been like, okay.
I wouldn't have been mad because I'm a Sting fan, but you could get that run and lose it tomorrow. You know what I mean? Just to say you had it.
But like, let's say for example, right? And it's not Goldberg. It's somebody along those lines. Let's say Edge. Edge in a different world would have re-signed with WWE, and he's like, "Yo, I want to do my retirement tour." But in this version of the wrestling world, Roman Reigns is still the champ, and Cody is the person that has the biggest title shot against him at WrestleMania. But he's like, "Well, he has a spot in Rumble." Let me beat him at Rumble, and then Cody beats me. That would have been like, ooh, that would have been horrible. People would have been like, what?
Yeah. There's rumors, of course, I don't know, but there are rumors that was a part of what the talks fell apart with Edge and WWE because he wanted to run. Like he wanted to kind of go out on top. And they're like, nah. Nah.
I mean, they didn't have the heavyweight title. I 100% believe that if the second belt was there, they would have been like, yeah. And that's why we kind of like when we talked about this before our podcast even came together, and our podcast, Derek, when you went on live, it has to make sense for the legacy of the WWE. There's only one title, like, you know what I mean? That's why I always knew that Jey Uso, that Drew McIntyre, that LA Knight had no real shot of beating him. Like, you know what I mean? Because then it's like,
where the only title?
Yeah. Because then it's like what they had with Roman was special.
Yeah.
And I don't even think they can run that back again. That's why the fact that Cody held the belt for a year and then dropped it and then won it back, I think Cody can lose the belt a couple more times before the year's out and it'll be fine because you already had the static era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
The unstoppable. Like, I'm even for it. Like, if the WWE does the unthinkable and like Brock is his next challenger and then beats Cody and then Cody wins it back, I'm down for that. Or if somebody else, because you don't like the mystique, the undefeated mystique, nobody has it in the WWE anymore. And it's going to take a lot of groundwork for you to get it there. Like, there's no big return. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Cody's not going to be out. Like, if anything, you could do it with Seth. If he's going to be out with the shoulder injury that they're saying that he has, that's 6 to 12 months on the shelf. He can come back looking crazy, cut up, even though he's already CrossFit Jesus, and he can get a dominant run. But I don't think right now everybody's kind of like, you know what I mean? There's no, like, honestly, I feel that Raw is a wide open field right now.
Yeah. So that's I don't know. We should talk about that.
Yes. Let's talk about.
You've given us a lot of conspiracy theories in the chat.
Yeah.
You know, even the sources that say this stuff, they're still being kind of careful. They're like, the reports are that it might be, you know what I mean? Like, nobody really knows what's going on. So for those who don't know, we can clue you in that apparently at the end of Raw, I mean, end, you see producers Paul Levesque, and then a spear out of nowhere.
First of all, can we talk about how amazing that spear was? He had like about 8 steps before, and if for some reason it looked super like clean. This
is two top athletes doing what they do. Seth, I watched it like 5 times. I was like, you can't even tell Seth knows this is coming. Like he never like looks at him a little bit, nothing. That's just like off him completely until he turns and catches it.
But the pickup of the speed, because he took like 7 steps and that's it. Like, you know what I mean? It's easy for when he does it around the ring and stuff like that, but he took 7 steps and basically Goldberg's entire career of spears were thrown into the garbage.
Oh yeah. He just planted that man. And it was a thing of beauty. And literally no one expected it. Like, so nobody saw this coming. Like, maybe by Mania they'll turn on him, by so and so they'll turn on him, but nobody thought this soon.
I didn't think I could
have seen it if he would have lost to Cody. It would have made sense.
I think
okay,
but I knew something was gonna happen, but I didn't think it was gonna be a Braun. I thought it was gonna be Heyman, because the fact that Cody in the opening promo just kept saying, I don't need them. And I was just like, damn, they're really heavy-handed planting seeds for the future. Like, I thought it was gonna come like at the end of like Survivor Series or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like a heel turn. I still think LA Knight is turning heel. I don't know how they're gonna justify it, but I still think he's gonna end up in that new group. Because the only person he truly had that he keeps mentioning that he had beef with was Seth.
Right.
Think about it. Hey, You know,
that would be interesting. Last week I was on talking about. I didn't do a whole like wrestling chat, but I did remember catching that. I wanted to get y'all's opinions on. I guess it was last week on Raw when Punk and LA Knight had a little one-on-one, and Punk kind of shut him down. You know, he kind of shut our boy down. And he was like, "Oh, you know, nobody. I never been pinned by Seth Rollins. I beat Seth Rollins. And guess who's that?" And he was like, "You know, the guy who's never ever had a championship." and LA Knight was like stuck. Like that dude was calibrating for a minute,
bro.
And oh man, I died laughing watching that.
It's funny because like if you didn't know better, like it was like, did he go off script? But no, it's all wrestling. Like he literally said the thing out loud. That's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, it's like, do you guys remember that Raw from like mad years ago? With the irony behind that entire promo, it is 15 years later, it's funny as hell. Cena's cutting a promo on DX. It was one of the pay-per-views where it was DX versus Cena in a triple threat for the belt. And and then Cena cut a line, and then he says something like, "Why don't you take that hat off, Sean?" And Sean was like, "Oh," like it was when he had the ponytail, but he always had the cowboy hat on.
Oh, yeah.
He was trying to always style the ponytail to cover the top.
It caught him.
Yeah, and then Triple H was like, "Yeah, Sean, why are you wearing that hat?" And now all three guys are either bald or
that's hilarious,
or we're going bald.
That's yeah, man. But that's why I say Punk is one of the goats on the mic. Like you can't stop him. So then I went through a Punk rabbit hole on the last week's stream, and we were talking about he got Shawn Michaels with something too when he was like, "Oh, me and you are a lot alike. You know, we don't do drugs." He's like, "Anymore." Yeah. Punk is that dude. So with it. He could have went off script when he did that, but it could have just been he's just good at delivering it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know. But anywho, so you think LA Knight's turning?
I think so. What do you think, Derek? Me and you have talked about this.
I mean, LA. So no more. Yeah, that's done.
No, he does.
Yeah, he got to stop doing his thing. Are you still gonna do it?
No, did Stone Cold ever stop doing his thing?
No.
But remember when Stone Cold when he started doing what? He was a heel.
He was.
It was the bionic redneck at that time. It was when there was.
He started it as a heel.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
All right, so now we got to think
over
because think about who else he gets compared to. The Rock. When The Rock turned, it was this ain't sing along with The Rock. You know what I mean? Like he stopped people from singing along with him. Mm-hmm. And he would like stretch out the if you smell or all these other things to kind of keep people from singing along with him. So maybe he could do something like that. He'd be like, "Oh no, y'all don't get to sing along with LA Knight no more," something like that. But I don't know. Ace just said LA Knight is the guy who talks a good game but gets nowhere. I mean,
he's the guy that starts the fight and gets knocked out.
Oh, no.
And then his friends are like, "Bro, we all got jumped because of you. You swung at the dude. The dude
who started this." Right, but, it's like my problem with the Marvel Avengers movies. There's no threat. You think there's a threat, but there's no threat. Like the world ain't gonna blow up. You know what I mean? Like that's LA Knight. Like he's not gonna win. You ain't gotta worry about it. Like he might get close, but you just kind of know he's not gonna get it.
Here's the thing, Derek. I'm gonna ask you specifically. What do you do with LA Knight win? Do you give him a win and then give him like 4-week run and then just whatever and then you know what I mean? Like I feel like for somebody like him that has been like, ooh, like I almost caught it. Like Jey Uso is different. Jey was unexpected. Like even his win, and I go back to watching when we went to Royal Rumble and him winning. I was like, what? I thought it. Like I went back and like I literally I don't know where I was standing somewhere on the floor and I was just like, did they mess up? And then I saw his. Then I saw it again in the replay, and then his kid was already there. I was like, oh, this was played. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, no way, if, ands, or buts that I've believed that Cena on his retirement tour not winning Royal Rumble.
So if it was a mess up, then it's Cena's fault.
Mm-hmm.
If it was a mess up, it's Cena's fault. Just because how do you mess up in 2 Royal Rumbles? He messed up with Batista.
Yep.
When they both fell out. And then again, if that was the case, would Jay?
No, he didn't mess that up. He landed on his feet. The
That's
camera was right on him. Like, it was perfect. Like, he landed on his feet.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. What if he got it? I forgot what number did Cena come in? He came in 30th, right?
I don't remember.
I think he did. I think he did come in last.
He was towards the end, at least.
What if he was running in and then he comes in and tells the ref, they were like, the ref, you know how the ref, from according to the documentaries that's out there, this is not insider information. If you go to Netflix, the ref communicates what backstage is, and they're like, all right, John, you're gonna go over after this, and then John goes, nah, Jay's going over. And then he's like, what? He's like, you can tell them if they have a problem with it, they can see me in the back. Like John said it, like I've never heard, like I think John literally is probably gonna go down as the most respected star in the backstage. Like he could have easily like just turned into the ref like in the middle of any match and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go over. And they're like, John said he's gonna go over. Like, what are we gonna do? And then the other person in the ring, everybody that he's faced he's cool with, they would have been like, all right, I don't care. Like, let him go over. Like, I'm gonna be here. Don't worry about it. Like,
okay, 2025 Rumble order. Logan Paul was 30. LA Knight was 29. Priest 28. Sami Zayn 27. Cena was 23, and Jay was 20. Because they were both in there like a while. So
then there you go. Cena and like by the fifth, by the last 5 people in the ring, you're gonna be like, I don't want to win this no more.
Who would do that at that point in the? I mean, maybe
who do you
maybe
tell,
it's happened. You got to tell a rep. The reps are outside the ring. So
outside the ring.
Yeah. Who do you even communicate that to? Yeah,
bro,
you can't change it once you get in.
Like the last person you eliminate, you'd be like, "Yo, tell the ref on your way.
Tell him I'm going on. Tell him I'm going out next, or I'm hurt and I don't want to do it." You know,
like I mean, it's happened. You don't remember the Puerto Rican wrestler, the legend, the dude that threw himself out because he didn't want to just meander. Like he was supposed to get eliminated, like towards the end, and he was like, he just threw himself out the ring.
He said, "I'm tired."
Wow. I mean, you get tired, Acer says, question, is LA Knight the new Dolph Ziggler?
No.
I'm going to say no, because Dolph Ziggler makes people look really, really good. And that's
oh my God. Yes, he does.
No, and Dolph Ziggler won the belt twice, technically,
and he's a 2-time champion. So he actually has won the big one.
and unlike Dolph Ziggler, unlike LA Knight, he was trusted. His body failed him at the worst possible time. That was when he was going through the concussion syndrome thing, where he had like back-to-back concussions, and and back then Vince was like, "Oh, you have a hangnail? Oh, you have a cold? Can't trust you, buddy. Can't trust you.
Can't trust you. I wish I could depend on you."
You watch Triple H, Cena, everybody blowing out knees, and they were coming back with their spot still there.
Yep.
See, I don't know, man. I can't like LA Knight he's the guy with all the confidence, but he can't get the girl. Man,
I don't know.
Yeah, they got to give him a run, even if it's a short one. Like you said, I think if you gave him a 1 month, 1 PLE to the next run, nobody would be mad.
But then will his fans be like, you see, they don't know how to mistreat him, because right now they're like, just give him a chance. I think that's better than they just stopped him.
No, like, I think you give him that run, you put him up there, and now he's a main eventer. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay is forever a main eventer.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I think you do that just to give him that, like, he belongs here. Instead of just, the guy who constantly loses, why does he belong in this triple threat, in this 4-way, in this match? Like, why does he keep getting opportunities if he never wins?
Bro,
so I think he got to win.
Going back to
like it's all about the chase, though.
It is, because the moment he wins, he's going to get boring. And like, that's the truth.
Like Cody Rhodes.
Get boring. He's kind of boring now. Like,
oh man,
like Cody Rhodes. We're all on the same page. We're all on the same page right now.
Slow down with the Cody talk.
Whoa.
Slow down.
I'm just saying. He's not as interesting as he was when he was chasing Roman for the belt.
Forever be number one in my heart. Cody Rhodes
In your
is
heart.
the QB. He is the QB.
He is.
QB1.
He is.
Like he does something people don't do. Like, yo, you saw that picture, and first of all, you could tell Triple H like loves this kid. You saw the picture. It was like 18-hour flight. This is not even Cody. This is the what is it? The chief or whatever they call him now, the booker.
Yeah.
Sending pictures like Cody landed 14, 18, 16-hour flight. This man worked out full workout in the gym at the airport, took a shower, and went and did media.
That's crazy.
I don't even know how. Like
respect.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, let's be real. Not everybody else. Maybe Gunther, maybe Cena, but like Cody's on a schedule. Like this man just wakes up and doesn't know where he's at. He just goes.
Yeah, no, that's fast.
I mean, it's true.
But that's the part. That's the gig, man. Like I hate to say it, but the gig is the gig. Like
it come with the belt, man.
That's the goal. Yeah,
like think about it as we've been fans of like me and Rand longer than you for a certain time. Like yo, you realize that a lot of the GOATs that we love, they talk about years later. Like I crumbled under the pressure of being the flag bearer. Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels talking about how he would check the dirt sheets and the ratings and all this. Cody's out there. He's like, hopefully we won't hear that in his memoir like 25 years from now. He's like, man, I was crying every night. I had so much anxiety.
I was crying every night. Yeah. No, that's real. Like, and then, yeah, like imagine Drizzen said too, just imagine the ones that don't get out to the media, like the stories where they don't actually talk about it. Like, if you look at, we talk about it all the time. If you look at Ric Flair's schedule as world champion of the NWA back in the day, it doesn't look real. Like, it's like, yo, this dude literally would wrestle 400 times in a year. Like, it'd be like, wait, it ain't even 400 days in a year.
Bro,
like,
and then if it was a territory like Texas, where they're like, oh, you can make the next show. You just wrestle the first match and then you drive. And it'll be the last match. And then it's like, oh, is somebody driving? He's like, nah, bro. We gave you $45 worth of gas. You have your car.
You got it. You go ahead and drive. Yeah, man. It like the stuff they had to do back in the day. Like you think Cody's schedule, and it is crazy now. But man, Ric Flair, if you look through all those cage match and all those other like things where they show everybody's matches, like insane in the 80s, man. Like the stuff they had to do as champ. And to the point where like whenever he would ask to lose, like, yo, all right, let this dude beat me for a month because I just need a month, man. Like, please.
Like, please.
Like, and Ronnie Garvin, they gave it to Ronnie Garvin, who was he was basically the LA Knight of that time, where he was like the super baby face, and they let him get a 1 month run, and he was like, this is too much. Here, take it back. Just couldn't handle it.
It's crazy because like we never heard it from Hogan because I don't think Hogan was at the age where he could strip off the Hulk Hogan like character.
Oh yeah, he's always capping, so he would never tell you
about you know what I mean. Like Flair went back to capping, but there was a time where Flair was like, oh yeah, like I would be consumed by this travel schedule, and it's like with him, I think it depends on when Ric Flair doesn't need money, he starts being chill, and then he starts talking about. But now he's like, I'm the greatest ever made, baby. Like I could go now if they need me. Like, but I think a lot of the legends, and it's like I'm waiting for Taker. I don't know if Taker, his last ride interview, he didn't really have long runs, did he? I know he was like 6.
So I don't think maybe 6 months at a time. Like I don't think he did much.
And I think his gimmick allowed him to get away with not appearing at media. Because they'd be like, hey, brother, I don't like it. Doesn't make sense. I'm supposed to be the dead man.
You have a dead man wake up at 6 a.m. to do Tommy and Andy in the morning in Greensboro, North Carolina. Like, hey, we got the Undertaker here. Bigger. And he's like, rest in peace.
Think about Sean. I know for a fact Sean was high or hungover every single media.
Yeah. Like, and it's just worse now, like because there's so much media now, so it's like I'm sure it's way more stuff to do. That man, like I got a chance to talk to Kofi about that when he was champ, and I remember Woods and E were like, hey, you on your own, bro. Like, you know, who wants to get up for these 6 a.m. interviews? Like, nah, that's you, champ. You know, and he's like, dang, because like when it was all of us, we all had to do it. And they're like, nah, it's you, bro. And like he was like, oh, dang, it's different now. So
I thought it was when one was champ, we was all the champ. Like, come on,
we was all the champ, man. Like,
nah,
man.
Maybe it's like
They
nah,
want you. They want you. Go talk to them.
Like it has to be insane. Like you know what I mean? And then it's like, and then you're out there. And then if you're having a day where you're like tired and the dude asks you a question and you be like, yo, do you hate so-and-so? Like, hell yeah. And you're like, wait, what did I just say?
Like, wait, I said that? Like, sure did. Man, I listened to while I was on my flight, I listened to Van Vliet's interview with Karrion Kross. And so I just want to get y'all's opinions on the post We Want Kross era of his career. He talks about how things was weird for him for like maybe 6 months before they actually made the decision to not resign them. But he was like, man, there was some times where I would ask them all the time, like, hey, what can I do to get going? What can I do to get more TV time? And they're like, oh, well, we watch all the metrics. We watch social media. We watch YouTube. We watch the segments, like what gets high and low. We watch merch sales. We watch everything. And he's like, all right, cool. So he starts doing his thing on socials. He starts getting his numbers up. He at some point was the #1 merch seller. His segments are doing really good. And it still wasn't happening. And he's just like, yo, what is going on? And he said there was a few times where they would he said Paul Heyman was like really helpful to him, like giving him advice. And he noticed they were trying to separate him and Scarlett. Like he was doing a couple of promos and they'd be like, Scarlett don't need to be here for this one. Scarlett don't need to be here for that one. And then he went back and they were with AJ at the time. And AJ was like, Scarlett should be here. Why is she not here? And he's like, well, that's what I'm saying. So then AJ went to the producer and was like, yo, put Scarlett in here. And so they do it. And then afterwards, the producer pulls him to the side and pulls Scarlett to the side and said, how did you sneak your way into that promo? Like, what's going on? Like, what are y'all doing? Who's going behind? Who's back here? And they're like, what? Like, if you just thought it would make sense. So it looked like for him, there wasn't really, like, the writing was on the wall is what it looked like, but like 6 months ahead of time. And he felt like no matter what he did, it wasn't going to change that. So do you think that's a possibility that happens in this business where it's like they're just like, all right, you're just not our guy, And
Derek, I'll let you go first because you are self-proclaimed. Look, even your camera's like, oh boy.
Shit. Listen, so
because I'm going to give you all bad news, so get the rosy stuff out first.
All right, get all the rosy stuff out. I feel like that is kind of how it goes when they got their mindset on letting you go. That's what happens. Even with what was it? Nia Jax. Nia Jax didn't want to get let go. Back in 2022, 2023, when she got released, she was down to take a whole pay cut to stay. And this is me talking to her at WrestleMania. In LA, me and her got to talking at what is it, WrestleCon, and she was down to take a pay cut to stay, and they wouldn't trying to, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's definitely they just wanted to let him go. I don't think they should have, like, on a fan aspect, but who knows, man. Who knows what they know that I don't know or what we don't know?
Because if you make somebody believe that it's the bottom line, like if you got eyes on you and they care about you, then we gonna do what we do. And then you get that, and you still can't get it.
It don't make sense.
What are your thoughts, Marcos?
I think that's the lie that they say to you to toe the HR line. Honestly, I think just like with other jobs. Like you've seen good people, for those of us that are not a superstar like you, random musician. Before when you worked jobs
my entire life. Come on,
but like it's always like who likes you and who doesn't.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's
like,
fact.
like the fact that he said what he said is like the producer pulled him aside and is like, "Yo, who went behind my back?" That producer could have been in his corner, but even if something didn't play out that way, he's gonna be like, nah, like he's trying something here. He's trying to undermine me or something. Like I don't like that dude. Like a pure example, Braun Strowman. Like it finally spilled to the front to the real people. I don't know what Paul Heyman does not like about this man, but it's 100% established that Paul Heyman does not like him.
Yeah, he was not a Paul Heyman guy.
And it doesn't matter. It could have been simply like Paul Heyman could have been gone to the catering and likes one specific donut, and everybody in catering knows that that's Paul's donut. Ron could have been like, "Oh man, we have this particular donut, chocolate donut. Man, I've never seen those here. I'm gonna eat it." And then he looks around like, "Who ate my donut?" Yeah,
So what you're saying is because he hit Brock Lesnar that one time on accident,
No, I think honestly, like, yo, think about these locker rooms. Think about locker rooms. Like I've been an athlete when I was in high school. Locker rooms are not cool.
Like, no,
they're not cool. It's very toxic.
Yeah, like either you liked or not. Like this happens in all aspects, whether it's from pee-wee. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's some people that just, it doesn't matter how good they are, they just don't belong. Like according to certain people. Like think about
so that's, and this is all, I think I agree actually with both of y'all. So then the fast forward, he's like, we're getting toward the end of this deal. We got to do something to make them remember us. You know what I mean? And that's when he went on the interview with Sam Roberts and they kind of shot or whatever. But he said to everybody beforehand, make sure they know that I'm working.
Yeah.
Make sure they know that I'm working. And then he went out there and said all this stuff about, oh, that suit in the back, the guy over there, the guy in the truck, these guys don't believe you. But and he said all these things. And they came back and was like, yo, that was something, huh? And he's like, yeah, you told him all this that I was working, right? And he's like, nah, I don't think anybody knew you were working, brother.
Yo, exactly what I was saying. Like, bro, it's like, hey man, tell so and so I'll be back, and then so and so comes back and we're like, yo, where do they go? Like, I don't know. They ain't to me.
Yeah, it's like, again, if that person is not vouching for you, they don't know you, they don't like you like that.
Yeah.
To me, I'm like, bro, I don't know nothing about. I've never been a WWE superstar. I've been in the locker room, been backstage maybe twice in my life. As much as we read, we don't really know how this stuff works. But before you go out there and say the things you about to say, because you planned to say them, you knew what you're going to say. Why didn't you hit like a little text to Triple H, like, yo, I'm about to get him, LOL. Like maybe a little heads up, to let somebody know. And he was like, the whole time he said, I saw Triple H right after that. He said, oh man, we're good. Turns out Triple H was fuming. He saw another guy was like, yeah, Triple H is pissed at you. He's like, I just talked to him. What are you talking about? And he's like, nah, man, like it doesn't work that way. Like everybody that you speak to, you're not going to exactly hear the thing that you think you need to hear at that moment. And I heard the same thing from Top Dollar, AJ Francis. He was like, man, all I used to do is be like, how can I improve? How can I get better? Tell me what I'm not doing, what you don't like. And they're like, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. Like that's all they say. And then next thing you know, you fired.
And you know what? Because I've worked in corporate America for such a long time. I think that there's nobody that's going to stick their neck out for you because then you get associated with that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's say if I'm like, oh man, like, why don't you let so-and-so do it? And then so-and-so messes up or doesn't produce the way everybody else expected. He could have done a decent job, but doesn't produce the way everybody else expected. Then they'll be like, oh, why don't you get Marcos's boy? That's Marcos's man's right there. Like, Marcos told that man to do this and it'll be great. That's Marcos's boy. Like, that's probably like how it is. It'd be like, it's like, oh, that's Pritchard's boy. Pritchard told him to do that. And he's like, yo, that's what Pritchard told me. He's like, hey, Pritchard, what's going on? And
that's your boy. What's up with your boy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's on you. And he mess up.
Yeah, and then so I think honestly, I think like again, like a fan outside looking in, I feel like because he's been in the locker room, and I feel like even from the Netflix documentary, it was 100% kayfabe. I think it was like everybody's like, "Oh, this is real." You know what I mean?
Right.
Like wink, wink. Like I feel like Triple H is at a point that he's more approachable than Vince ever was. Like you don't have to have a personal relationship with Triple H. Whereas before, if you were Punk, if you were Taker, like you had Vince's number. You know what I mean? You could be like, yo, Vince, this guy that I'm dealing with, I don't know about him. And Vince would be like, let's talk about it. Come to the crib or like come to dinner. You know what I mean? And then he'll get, where people were scared to go to Vince at TV. I feel like Triple H might be different in that aspect. Like he'll have a time and he's like so invested in the product. At least when he's on that TV, I think he'll give you the time of day. Like I think he'll be like, well, this is why I don't think this will work here.
But then if he gives you the time of day and says, you're doing great, but meanwhile has you on the list to to get cut. Well, you're not gonna be like, you're getting cut in a week.
Money money. Like, hey, like, all right, like in our group chat, right? Like, we're all good friends. But let's say,
speak for yourself. Nah.
Yeah, I assume we're all good friends. Let me rephrase it. But let's say, Derek has to let one of us go. Let's say we all work together. And it's like the choices between protecting you, Rand, and me, or like any of our boys that he knows through us, that is not his core friend, but somebody else. And then you're like, you don't want a confrontation. You're like, all right, like I'm gonna keep my guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't touch my Stephs, don't touch my Usos, don't touch my
right.
Gunters.
He's not gonna go out on the limb for the guy that you don't have world championship plans for Cross.
Yeah.
So you're not going out on a limb for him.
Yeah, it's a money thing. They look at contracts. Like he said it. Like I think Paul said it. They look at contracts and whoever's money doesn't stick out. So when it comes to budgeting, you got to take from here. If you don't take from here, guess what? We're taking from there.
Yeah.
And it's like what we never know is who was on the chopping block.
Yeah, you have no idea. Once you just know you didn't get that call. Speaking of, I wanted to talk about somebody who got that call. Actually, a couple people got calls that I feel different ways about. One, Wesley. Wesley got the call. How you feel about that?
I think honestly, it was either him or it was probably going to be somebody else that we weren't going to like. I think he lost a lot of steam when he had the back injury, and I think he came back, and I think the stable that they made him did not produce at the way that they thought. I think he would have been eventually good, but I think the fact that he lost the people that he had around him, like the Rascals, or I forgot what their WWE name was. I think that Triple H believing in him made him a solo star, but I don't think he was ever supposed to be that solo star. That's just me.
What so about you say he got fired because he cut his hair? That's what I heard.
Wait, for real?
that's what Derek is justifying.
Well, should have hollered at Derek. He kept him right.
I would have got you right, bro.
That's crazy. Nah, I've heard of people getting in trouble for stuff like that, but wow,
that's wild. I mean, I guess it's your image,
but you should insult them because they got ad materials going and toys and all types of things being in the works.
But now you get a new toy, just like new gear, right?
No, you don't.
No,
not always.
That's not.
You gotta get a new render. You gotta go get new photo shoots.
It's take like about a year. That's why.
Oh Jesus!
They said with like tats and everything. Like there's a level of guy that has to go and run that by the office.
I mean,
CM Punk
Paige ain't get in trouble when she got hand tattoos.
No, I don't think she did.
They ain't never made it on that time.
Was she a champ?
I mean, Dom got a neck tattoo, but I think Dom is on another. He's new, but he's on another. Like he's on
his contract different.
He's good.
Like, he's on the legacy. Like we can't piss off Ray.
Yeah, he's good. Ray brings in a lot of money.
Rail take our merchandising away.
Like, yeah, so they got to be careful.
And
the other side of that, I mean, there's probably other cuts, but the two that I heard of, another one. First, I was like, and then I was like, Ridge Holland was cut.
Oh,
any
no
thoughts?
comment. I plead the fifth.
So
I felt bad. I felt
poor Ridge. Ridge has been getting it bad. From the internet for years
Derek,
now.
Didn't you say he wasn't getting it bad?
Well, I mean, because initially he wasn't. I see them in NXT.
No, it took
NXT?
E saying, "Oh, it was cool. It was an accident." It took him saying that for people to kind of lay off.
Well, then maybe I didn't see it. I was hating from the house. Okay,
I think
from home.
I think honestly, I think with him, and again, I don't know anything about anything. I think he had a main roster contract, and I think they couldn't cut him before because he was hurt, and now they're
he's in rehab, which is crazy.
But they're now, hey, WWE would have kept him on. TKO was like, hey man, we need 98 cents out of this dollar. You cost us 5 cents, so.
I get it. I've never seen that before. I was like, this is definitely a sign of a new way of doing things. Usually they, out of respect, they wait for you to come back. We start talking about it. But my man is rehabbing and has like 5 kids. And so they're like,
5 kids. God damn.
All right, man, we gonna pay for you. We're gonna pay for your rehab.
Have 5 kids. He has a family of 5, which 4 kids.
Oh, okay. Family of 5. He got kids. Shout out.
He got 4 kids.
4 kids and a wife.
That don't add up. That's not 5. That's 6.
3 kids.
Okay. I was like,
all right.
Your math ain't mathing,
He
bro.
does not have 5 kids. He has a family of 5, including himself. Sorry. I was exaggerating a little bit. But I mean, shoot, I got 1 kid, and like, if I lost my income, I'd be hurt. So this is like a sign of the new way of things going. It's like you're not necessarily an asset. We're gonna pay for this rehab, get you back on your feet. We'll pay for that, but after that, deuces. And so first I was like, well, but I looked at all the comments and I was like, let me see if people still hating about Big E. And yes, they are. There are people like karma, and there's also people saying, yo, your theme music was a banger. I hope they keep using it or give it to somebody else. Like, the internet is so insensitive. I don't, he had good size. I don't really know much about his work, but like, he had good size, and he had a good little moment with Sheamus and the Brutes.
I think honestly, if I was to tell you I saw a match of his, you could just call me a bold-faced liar because I did not.
Well, I bet you saw that belly to belly he gave E though.
Yeah,
I saw that match.
You were there live for that.
Wait, were you?
No, I wasn't. Was you? I thought you were there.
Listen, when I tell you I was gonna go back, were you there?
No, I wasn't.
That's my hometown.
Oh,
and that was 2 days before my birthday. So I was gonna fly home to go to that show.
Oh, so man. I had a brief conversation with a Queen of the Ring, Alexis, over the weekend, and I think a lot of people are like, oh, it's Triple H. Triple H. I think Triple H is just like, unlike Dana White, I think Triple H is the figurehead that all the hate is going to be directed because you don't see anybody else on screen talking to the fans and everything. I think he gets a piece of paper, he gets an email that goes out 30 minutes before these cuts happen, or like, hey, just a paper with names, like, I need 5 of these people gone. And he's like, damn, like, why all these? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's a lot. And I think he gets caught up. And I don't think that there's no favor.
Yeah, we can't necessarily blame him. But at the same time, but like I said before when you said this, you don't think him saying, yo, I really need this guy to the brass is going to make them maybe think about it?
Yeah, but then like, cool, we anticipated you saying this, so these are 3 names that would replace him. And then
they're like, no, but I really need this guy.
He's like, yeah. We get it. But these 3 guys are the equivalent of his contract. But I need those 3 guys.
We'll give you 3.
We'll give you we'll give you 30 minutes to decide who.
Oh man, yeah, that's rough.
Like
That's
it's not like
how it goes.
Vince could be like, you know what? Let's
if that's the case.
That sucks though.
Yeah, hey, bro, legitimately, like my brother-in-law, a couple people at work. This is how things go down, man. Like I know it's gonna sound like messed up, like in my job, right? They at holiday IT party. I've been in my job for 13 years. It's gone. It's gone. No ifs, ands, no buts. Like,
wow.
Like, yeah, we canceled the contract, and they sent it, and it was like something that they said at the end of a meeting, like, oh yeah, we're not doing the holiday party anymore. Everybody have a good day. It's like,
dang.
And then we know when something like that gets affected, then it's a trickle down. Like, then it's gonna be like, yeah, we don't need this department. We got to cut 5 people, and there's 6 people staff. Then it's like, whoa.
Dang.
And then it's horrible because then you're like, oh, well, that person's always guaranteed no. They're gonna probably figure out a way how to pass off that one person's job to other people, and then poof, that department is gone.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like WWE right now, if you realize it, if you don't realize it right now, it's all hands on deck. Like if you're not in Mexico in AAA working, if you're not in it, bro. They flew what's it called, Omos, to NXT when he was been in Mexico for like 2 months.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm sure when he got that call, it was like, hey, what do you think about this? It's like, hey, here's your flight number.
Oh yeah, it's not like, do you think you can? No, it's like, be here.
Yeah, and then if he has anything, it's like, cool, all right, cool. And then somebody's like, I guess he's gonna be on the next list.
Yep. So that, it's funny. Speaking of, it's a good listen, by the way. The Cross interview with Van Vliet. He says that WrestleMania, they didn't even know they were going to be on the card until 2 hours before doors opened. He said they were at WWE World signing autographs, and a producer was like, be at ringside in an hour. And they're like, what? Like they didn't even know. And they're like, they had a line of people to sign for, and they're like, all right, we got to at least get through this line, and then we're going to just bounce. And so it all got decided so last minute. So again, when you're in that situation, like I remember us saying like, oh, why would they give them a booking if they're about to let them go? You know what I mean? Like things like that. So I can understand being a little confused about your standing with the company. You know what I'm saying? When stuff like that happens, when you're like, oh, maybe they do want to see them.
What I think,
then maybe they don't.
I think it gives a bad precedence in terms of, and I probably said that wrong. It gives a bad example to people of like, either you're hot, you're not, because that what it does is now the people are not going to be loyal. Now everybody's thinking about like, yo, it could be me. Like let's say 6 years down the line, when the Cody train is going, is not as running on all cylinders as it is now. Cody could be on the end of that. It'd be like, oh, my deal's done, because and then Cody's probably the prime example of somebody that's been there. Like, yo, he was all in on AEW, and then when it came to like renew his contract, they were like, that's when you know if the company really values you.
Yep.
They're like, we thought we could actually give you this since we didn't really do a lot with you. And it's like, wait, what?
Yeah. No, and that's when the business comes in, and where it's like feelings got to get put to the side, and it's like you have to make a decision. Like, do you want to be here or no? And so they were like, yeah, we're not sure about what's been happening with our status, and it had to be clear, but they're like, but you know what? We're going to give all we can to it. Whatever they give me, I'm gonna make it do what it do. But I honestly think that shoot interview kind of like shot him in the foot. You know what I'm saying? When it's like, yo, they didn't really know what you were doing. You was out here just trying to go into business. And it didn't quite work out.
It's weird. It's like they want you to get over, but then they don't want you to get over.
Yeah. It's like, oh, now you're undermining me, or not at my expense. Like, and I get it, because that's where, a few other guys, MVP was saying, like, they don't want you to disparage the company in the process. You know what I'm saying? Like, get yourself over, but don't play it like we're holding you down. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where you gotta find a fine line.
So, all right. So to try to even save a little bit of what we were initially going to go into SmackDown. Did anybody watch SmackDown?
I did not.
The only thing I remember about SmackDown was the Street Profits versus the Wyatt Six and their seeming breakup just going nowhere. Like nothing, they didn't even tease it again. It's like they teased it for a couple weeks and now they got a title shot. They lost clean to the Wyatt Six, and then the thing of note from SmackDown was it was the return of the MFT. Tama came out, they jumped Sammy, and then at the end, towards the end of the show, they confronted the Wyatt Six. So that's what I'm saying is I think they might have a backup plan, which is not going to do. It's going to sour on fans.
Yeah, that's not a great backup.
Like the only people that line up is MFT and Sammy. I mean, MFT versus Sammy and the Wyatt Six. That's enough people to do the War Games match, and they have a hell of a talent. But a lot of
nobody
going to turn off your casual fan. Like your casual fan is going to be like, "What is this about?"
Do we care? Yeah. Like, did you get excited seeing the paint on the MFT and like some shades of like God?
I got excited, and then I immediately, and again, I like him. The latest member, he just looks like Joe Pesci compared to all the other Samoans, dog.
Like about JC?
Yeah.
That's
like and then I don't know what it is. Like I know when you're that frame, he could throw me through like 5 streets away. It's just that he's short, but he got that gut, bro.
Yeah.
And then it looked like it's like when you take your little brother out, like we've seen the other Samoans wear that paint when they were a faction, when they were God.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, who is this guy? It's like, you ever seen a picture with the 3 dragons? Like, which one doesn't belong? The other first 2 are like dope, and then the last one is like, huh?
Yeah, that's him. That's kind of been him this whole run, if I can be honest. Like, I talk about square pegs and round holes. Like, Jeff Cobb is so dope. He's so talented.
He is, but when you put him next to a real Samoan,
this ain't it for him. Like, this is not the faction. It's not the storyline. It's not the gimmick. Like, just let this dude come out and fight Sami Zayn every week. And you don't have to be in any of this face paint or any of these.
Like, you remember, and I remember it was when he got into when he got into Jacob's face, and I was just like, ooh.
Yeah.
When Jacob was like looking down at him.
Yeah, looking down. It's like, oh, come on, bro. Like that worried me from the beginning when they were talking about Jeff Cobb was coming. I was like, but he's short. Like, that's all I kept thinking.
Bro, when they said that he was the heater for Solo, and that was like, Solo is way bigger than
Solo's bigger than him. Like, how?
Like, way bigger. Like,
yeah, that's not working. If there's anybody that maybe should have done an NXT run, I think it's Jeff Cobb.
Yeah,
I think he would have benefited from getting a really good run there.
Yeah, like let him wrestle his ass off. Come in. They could have done the Taz route when Taz was by himself. Like, yo, it's a Taz situation all over them. Although Taz was in a way better shape than he was.
Oh, definitely. I mean, but still, he didn't have a chance. Like, the fact that he was short, they started, like, who was it? Freaking
Jerry Lawler got
Jerry Lawler clowning him every time on commentary. It's like, you don't have a chance, bro. Like, you just don't have a chance. And like, that's kind of how I feel about Jeff Cobb, unfortunately. But yeah, NXT run would have been fun.
So what do you think about Crown Jewel? I like, what did you think? I thought
I only watched one match, and that was an all-timer. You know what I'm saying?
Which
I watched
Cena
AJ. I think that was a banger.
Did you think that was AJ's actual real gear from when he was in TNA?
No, he's a lot bigger than he was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, how much alterations they did there. It looked weird.
Maybe Makazi hooked it up, like I let it out a little bit.
It's a lot of leg out there. I was like, this is weird. Like,
let it out a little bit. Yeah, I don't think so. But man, from the intros to the actual match, like, man, they held it down. I don't know what Uncle Dave. What did Uncle Dave rate that? Did he rate it?
He probably rated negative. They owe him stars because he's a. I don't know what it is with that man, but he's like, I don't hate WWE, even though they gave me my career and my start and everything. But
yeah,
like, I don't know, man. I think that was the best match on the show that was for the men. But I thought the tag match was amazing.
Did you think Io and them was gonna win? Because I definitely thought Asuka and Kyrie were gonna pull it out, because normally you lose in your hometown or your home country.
That's a Vinceism. You see, the Vinceism got you.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's a Vince. Vince loved 50-50 pugging. He was like, nah, bro, you're gonna lose everywhere and then lose in the I thought, I don't know why, but I thought the Roman match was convoluted. I know what they wanted to do, but now I feel like he's gonna be on an island by himself now that Seth got jumped. I feel like now that they're gonna have to come together, and then honestly, he teased it. He's like, "I don't want to see you two Thanksgiving. What happens at Thanksgiving?"
So Christmas.
No, he says Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving? I thought he said Christmas, bro. Damn. I could have sworn he said Christmas. I'm probably wrong.
It could be like, we sat at the table and the tribal chief got together with the main one, and we settled differences, and we gon', like, I don't know, guys. Based on what we saw that and then Raw, how would you book a War Games match, or do you punt it and give us the NXT War Games that they teased at the NXT Homecoming?
Yeah, why not do that? You could just do that.
The Black and Gold versus the New Generation, and then you could
pick.
We've
done that, right?
No, it hasn't.
They haven't done that.
But I thought it was Black and Gold versus 2.0.
No, they did that. They did like a series of matches on night
for the Homecoming. Yeah,
for a couple. But I honestly think if you have all three of the people picked, because think about it, the Triple H era was different than the Shawn era, and is different than the Ava era. Like you know what I mean? Like,
what about TNA? I thought they were gonna do TNA versus TNA versus NXT.
I don't know. Do you book another NXT TNA World Champion, or do you leave it? It's in capable hands with Mike Santana right now.
I think he's the best they got.
That was tough. I don't know.
He's the best they got storyline wise. I think, he's the best they got.
But it kind of I guess if Oba comes up and open things up, because I think it kept Trick Williams away from the NXT World Title for as much as they could, because he had TNA obligations. You know what I mean? Like, he'll be like, "Oh, I want to challenge," but he wasn't like chasing. He's like, "Oh, I still got my belt." Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like they did dusty finishes, which Derek Graffito, know those are the DQs or the smashes, and
old stuff.
Yeah,
old stuff.
Like,
dusty finishes. Yeah, classic. So okay, Drizzen said they did it at a War Games. They did the NXT Black and Gold 2.0.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
At a War Games. Dave gave Cena and AJ 4.5 stars. Of course, not 5.
Still hating.
Of course, not 5.
And then whenever Okada faces Takeshita,
man, he don't have enough stars.
He's gonna borrow stars from other matches. He's like, well, that John Cena match is now 2 stars because I took 2.5 from them and gave it to the Okada Kanoshine match.
Oh my god!
What? Out of that one match that you seen, what was your favorite? What was your favorite spot in that match? Because it had some good ones.
Man, there was so many. It got to the point where I was like, all right, how do you even end this match? You know what I'm saying? But I kind of like that part where it gets too hard for me to call it, where I'm like, well, how are you going to end it when you did everything?
Should have did an F5.
Nope.
I thought F5 would have been dope.
Double X handle off of the middle rope.
Yo, the double X.
Not off the middle.
The Brett's rope elbow drop.
No, double X handle holding your fist.
Just the first finisher ever. Oh no, he's on the top rope.
Off the middle rope. Off the middle rope.
Off the middle. Not the top.
Seated
That's
off
how
of
you
top.
end it. Yeah.
Seated off of the top, feet on the middle rope.
That's how you end it. Or a airplane spin or something.
Yeah,
I thought I did not see a Sister Abigail coming like that. I popped real life for that.
With the kiss, though?
With the kiss, man. AJ let another man kiss him. Like, yo, it's
Christian values.
This is man, this is crazy. I've seen it all now. I've seen it all.
I'm not gonna lie. I want to see him hit that 619 though.
Should that
matter? It was chanting heavy.
Yo,
they were chanting so heavy.
You think? Speaking of the 619, I normally hate when announcers draw comparisons, but when I think Corey said he's finishing his matches a la Eddie, and I can see it. Did you see the Dom's match on Raw?
No, I missed it.
So who he fought? Who was it?
Penta.
So he first of all, he did a real slick. He went out when Rusev was out there, right? And Penta did a tope with Elo or whatever. He jumped over the top rope, landed on Rusev. Penta. Dom went out and acted like he was gonna leave the ring, grab both of his belts, and then he looked subtly at the ring guy's setup, and then he threw his belt in front of him, and the ring guy got up to grab his belt. He grabbed the hammer and like hand fisted it, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna hit him with the hammer. So he hit him in the gut, and then slid the hammer in his boot and did a 619 and hit him with the loaded side of that boot. And I was like, yo, he is smooth.
Oh, that's some next level cheating.
Yeah, and then he walked out with the hammer, and then he told the guy, he was like, because he left the belt back, he's like, hey man, give me my belt. And the guy turned around and he threw the hammer on the table, and I was like, okay. Like you know what I mean? This is subtle things.
Like new ways to cheat. Like I like that.
Now I need to rewatch that match because I missed the hit him with the loaded kick.
That's
and throwing
it wasn't even. Look, he hit him with the 619.
Yeah, but it was the loaded side with the
with the hammer. I was like, oh, okay,
that's really smart, and that's something we've never seen before. Like that's really dope to pull something new out like that. Okay. Yeah. Dom is like he's killing it. Like he's definitely killing it.
Like he's just sitting in the back and like just has people on Zoom calls. Like, all right, like this is the thing I want to do, and everybody's like, all right, I would tweak it this way. Like, you know what I mean? Like he even got Penta. Like, come on, man. You know Penta's giving that man some knowledge.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Like them dudes all get along. That's crazy. Like the Hispanic takeover. It's not like WCW where they were all just fighting just to keep their jobs by having entertaining matches. Like these cats are just chilling, with the exception of Andrade. Andrade was like 1, 2, 3. Too many of y'all.
Not Andrade. He's like, nope.
Too many of y'all.
I really think he wants to be the only one. He's like, nah, it's just me.
Like, yo, I felt bad for was it Hechicero? Whoever those two Mexican guys in the Don Callis family.
Oh, man.
Mark your days numbered.
Days are numbered. Yo, speaking of, the Don Callis family just missed one. Santos Escobar re-upped. I think he talked to the ghost of Christmas future.
Yeah.
Right when his contract was up, he saw his future. He took a nap and he saw the Don Callis family and was like, all right, man, I'm going back. So this man was a free agent for 24 hours.
He did not want to get traded for a bag of cigarettes to Christian. Because remember when they kind of did that to the Hardy, to like Matt Hardy? He like bought like the Mexican fashion. Like Like, yo, that's literally
They
happening.
were winning. Yeah, they were trading wrestlers in the dice games.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, look, so y'all can get the, the Hardys, and what I'm saying, yeah, him and Andrade was over there like making deals for wrestlers.
Yeah,
It's kind of weird.
I'm weak.
But yeah, Escobar decided to go back. I don't know if they have plans for him or not, but I guess he just figured, man,
you got a guarantee. I think
go with the devil,
The irony, I think the safest, something that was never a thing. I think people used to get released from their contract. I think now WWE is just letting people, is pulling in AEW. AEW started this about quietly just not renewing shit for people.
Yeah.
Like that. That's what they're doing. Like the people that got released out of their WWE ID deals, they like the one girl asked for her release, and everybody else was just kind of like, "Hey man, my
quiet
up in 2 years," and they're like, "Hey man, appreciate you. Like, don't forget to turn in your keys to the
to the locker room,
to whatever it is, to the PC."
The
PC.
Crazy.
Like it's like what?
I don't know if it's is it too early to call? Do you think this WWE ID thing is working out or not working out?
I think.
What do you think?
I think it is working out. It's basically yielding the same results as the ID deals that they have in the NCAA. I think not everybody's going to be a blue chipper. They're getting money to give WWE exclusive rights to them for the next couple of years, and if WWE's like, you ain't gonna do it,
right? If they don't want the rights, then that's fine.
Like, yeah, like I think and this is all evolving over mistakes. You could thank the dude from the Olympics that was supposed to be the Black Kurt Angle, that's now doing MMA.
Gabe.
Yeah, like, yo, they invested so much money into him for him to be like, or them to be like, well, we really didn't want to spend this money on you, but now you suck.
Yeah,
at least for what we want to do. You know.
One of the cuts, I don't really know these guys that well. Stevie Turner, Lance Anoa'i, Darko Knox, Zara
Lance was hurt for half of his time there.
Yeah, he was injured. I remember him from MLW. And he's got the famous bloodline. He'll find his way. He'll find his way.
I also think that out of everybody, I think Zilla would be a way better fit than him. Like, Lance looks like a regular dude. He's just Samoan. He looks like
So what do you think is happening with Zilla? Do you think
I don't know.
Zilla's talking too much on the indies? Is he talking like, oh, any minute now I'm coming up?
No, I want to believe that Zilla is signed. Okay. And they just don't know when to bring him in. I think if the bloodline would have still been a thing, I don't know who called it internally. I honestly think it might have been Reigns. They've been like, hey man, like let's not beat this dead horse anymore. It's getting NWO levels. And I think that's why the MFT came out of that. Like, you know what I mean? Because they didn't want to water down the bloodline brand. They were like, let's just make your thing something else. Because it's like now at this moment, it doesn't make sense. Like, let's say Jey Uso does turn and he starts his own little faction. I do see Zilla being brought in for that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I honestly do want to see a pairing of the Usos with Jacob. I think that'll be dope. Like, they mesh well, so well.
They do.
Like,
that would be a great faction.
Yeah.
So there's an exclusive report that just dropped from Fightful, something we were just talking about Ridge Holland. Turns out Ridge Holland was not on a main roster deal. He was still on an NXT deal.
Even though he was on the main roster for like 3 years.
Yes,
but they took him back. They took him back down.
They might have just took his money back down when he went. The clarification comes after Holland announced that WWE would not be renewing his contract. A decision that was made while he's still sidelined with a foot injury. He will be without guaranteed pay while he's unable to work for at least the next 6 months. Holland's original main roster contract ran out in November 2024. At that time, they gave him the lower NXT money deal, which is what he's on now. Dang, that sucks.
I mean, they gave him a year to try to get himself over. Like, yo, people are like, oh, that's messed up. Like, if you're a Ridge Holland fan, but think about it as a business. Yeah. If somehow somebody goes, let's give this man, where do you think this money that they got to cut comes from?
from somebody else that they let go.
Somebody else.
It came from somebody else's pocket.
Like Rand, I know me and you have personal ties to certain people there, but there's certain people that I would rather see other people that I don't think have it in them get cut than the
right. Like if
we have there, like, you know,
yeah, if the choice is like between this person and another person, the other person is probably the right decision. I hate that it has to be that way. You know what I'm saying?
Like, think about this. Let's say they kept carrying Cross, and then they're like looking at the New Day resign, and they're like, well, we're not giving you the money that you have.
That wouldn't happen.
I would cut nine carrying crosses, and I love carrying Cross. And like, not as much.
No, I get what you're saying. Like, I think, yeah, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You got to make really tough decisions to keep
that. Some people have a cake and they eat it.
Like,
so
sometimes like I love.
This is true. Also, Reg Holland, his guaranteed pay will end while he's unable to work, which is kind of messed up. And also, he was never paid any extra for doing TNA appearances. So that lets me know a little bit about what's happening with the NXT TNA relationship. Well, again, it's just to get yourself over. You know what I mean? It's just another opportunity.
Bro, you think Trick Williams was complaining? Dog, either stay home and
if is your choice, go chill at home and play Xbox, or go, play to big crowds.
Yeah,
probably play to big crowds.
Yeah, make yourself non-expendable. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it would have been Trick, if it would have not been Trick, they would have been like somebody else, like Oba. Like, you know what I mean? Somebody else would have got himself over. It just so happens that I don't know who was behind that, but the fact that they gave Trick Williams that spot, that made the whole thing even more special. Like, you know what I mean?
It did.
Like, Hollywood Trick is one for the ages, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it works.
I know he packed it in Baltimore.
Oh yeah, he brings them out, man.
Like,
so the question is, are you ready for him to go to main roster? You think he's ready for that?
No, I think Trick needs one more year in NXT because they have nobody to replace him. I think once you and it kind of gives you time for you to send people like Javon Evans up. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Obafemi, somebody that, like, you need a mainstay of a bridging face, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I would hope that he doesn't get into a situation where, like, he's the stepping stone for these guys to go and shine
for other people,
and then he doesn't. Then they don't necessarily have a plan for him. You know what I mean?
I think also it might be like they don't have a plan. Like what's it called? Carmelo.
Yeah,
they're probably looking at it like, we can't bring him up with we haven't done anything with Carmelo yet. Like, if Carmelo was doing his thing, that's a built-in feud. But then now you're gonna have two guys floundering. You're gonna make them a tag team.
Nah, you probably separate them, if anything.
Yeah,
one goes to Raw, one goes SmackDown. I don't know, but it would be interesting. Yeah, I can probably agree. Maybe one more year down there will do it. I don't know, man. You start getting, the longer you stay, I start thinking about like Baron Corbin, who was there for like 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Got up, did a little something on main roster, but like they really never had a plan for him. You know what I'm saying? So it makes me think of that when I see somebody who's been there a long time. You know?
I mean, you are
he's so hot there though.
Yeah,
I feel like that's
he's hot.
How hot he is there.
Now, if they start being like, oh, if he starts cutting promo like, I'm the veteran here in NXT, that's when you're like, okay,
he ain't going nowhere.
Like you know what I mean?
Like he's stuck there. So do you think? I mean, I don't know who are we to complain. Like we just said, Trick don't complain. Getting put. Excuse me. Getting the opportunity, quote unquote, to wrestle on NXT shows and TNA shows, but with no extra pay. So instead of doing your 1-2 days a week, now you're doing 3-4 days a week. You're risking injury.
Mm-hmm.
You get in front of crowds, though. You get a chance to get over, get your stuff in. But we know what happens, or what could happen, if you get injured during that time, and you could wind up like Ridge Holland. So is the trade-off worth it? You know, and we could, I mean, we're in different lines of work, but is the trade-off of the exposure and the upside worth the risk.
It's the rock in the hard place. It's the rock in the hard place. I think I think it's worth it. Like I have like in my job, they used to say this thing that like, yo, you work the job that you want so people could just place you in it. You know what I mean? Like, does that like think about it? Like if you say if they call you up like, hey, can you be in Tennessee tomorrow for TNA? We already got the travel booked out. You're not coming out of pocket for anything. It's your day off. You like, you know what I mean? Unless you're doing something, do you say no? And then that call never comes back. But you say yes and you kill it over there. Like somebody in Trick's position. Rich Holland is different. He was just filling out roster spots. You know what I mean? Like Trick is different. Like it's like, all right. And then somebody's like, yo, we need somebody to shake up this division on Friday nights, on Monday. And like, yo, bring in Trick and bring in Trick. Like, you know what I mean? Like I think your name does not pop up on the list unless you already seen favorably by management. Like think about like Javon Evans. Javon Evans, what is it? Sol Ruka and her tag team partner appearing like 3 weeks in a row on SmackDown. It's not because they're cool, it's because they were willing to go to Mexico, they were willing to go to TNA, you know, doing all the things. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes, man, you getting a call like, hey, you're gonna be here on Thursday and you have a backstage segment, you don't know who you run into. Somebody be like, yo, that was cool. They came from where? Like it's different when they're already in Orlando. Like you got on a flight and you went somewhere, and then you got another flight and went work TV. Maybe when you get back to NXT TV, you got a title shot. Maybe you get more segments. Maybe you closing out the show. You're getting the call for these commercials. Like I think you got to eat shit before you could dictate shit. Like I that's just how I feel. Like, what about you, Derek?
Me, I'm going to agree. If it was in my field and, you know, Rand hit me up and he was like, hey, so-and-so need their hair done. You know what I'm saying? You can't charge them nothing. But you know what I'm saying? Hey, come over here, put in this work.
He's a good person. He's a good person to know.
I'm gonna hop on the first thing smoking. Like, I'm gone. I don't care.
I wouldn't put you in that position though.
Listen, please
I wouldn't do that to you. Because
Listen,
anybody that's worth your time should be willing to pay you for the time.
I mean, this is true. But like he was saying, the exposure.
But
that's the whole thing for me. Put me in touch with
Rand. You've been there when people are like, yo, like yo, do it for the love, or you want to get noticed for this opportunity.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Sometimes you gotta take the little bullet. I take the bullet because I mean
I don't like it, but I do it
sometimes.
Yeah, it has to happen. No, I get it.
Like look
at
it.
You want it. You know, like, if you want it, you got to do it.
New York Comic Con. Our mutual friend, Nerds Clothing. You think them giving away wares to people because they have some popping behind their name is something that they want to do? It's something that they do because they understand is the cost of doing business. Like
I know you did some free shows, Rand.
Oh yeah, I've definitely done free shows.
I was like, come on now.
I've done a lot of free shows. Now,
the biggest opportunity out there is a non-paid gig, the Super Bowl.
Yeah, like that's true.
I don't even think you get paid for travel. I think you just got to pull up.
No, you just got to pull up, and you got to make it worth your while.
And that's if you're the headliner. If you're the guy that the headliner invites, it's even worse. You might not even. They might have to be like, "Hey, can you make sure you let this man in?" Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right. Guys, I'll crack the back door for you. Yeah, man. No, I understand. If it's a worthwhile opportunity, of course, the Super Bowl is worthwhile. You get a bunch of eyes.
Yeah, but the thing is, you don't know what it is. Like, yo, if you get the call, like, yo, I need you to be in Jacksonville. Face almost got that call. You think almost got paid extra money? Almost was like, yo, like, and look, we find out within 20 minutes of them being in the ring together that they're like, oh, almost an Obafemi, oh my God, an NXT show that nobody would have given a rat's ass about, but it made it cycle through all the dirt sheets.
No, that's true. Like that went hugely viral. Shout outs to our man. I ain't gonna hold you, but our guy Kyle got that photo and got it out there, and like it was big news. So yeah, I'm sure he had no extra bread for that. He just, you just do it. But he's not out money. in that situation. You know what I'm saying? He's out some time. Maybe his girl wanted to go somewhere that day. Maybe it was their anniversary. Like things can happen that make you want to be like, oh, I need to stay. Like my kid, But when you want it, you'll take the risks. And I do understand that. But then the other side of it is like, again, I can't speak to Rich Holland's talent. I could just say he's a guy who showed up to work, you know what I mean? And yeah, he made a mistake, but he showed up to work, and now because he was showing up to work, he's hurt. And now he's without pay. So it does suck.
But do you think that if Rich Holland did not do what unfortunately he was associated with this, I think it would have gone down differently.
You think so?
I think so. I think there's people backstage. It's like, think about it. Let's say it was something me and Derek were doing, and I end up hurt seriously, and I'm fine because you've said it multiple times. Like, Marcos, you're one of the nicest guys that I ever met in my life, and I'm like, man, things would have happened, but part of you would be like, Derek is still the guy that hurt my man's. Like, you know what I mean? Regardless if I'm cool with it.
But we know this, like they say, it ain't ballet. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows that.
Injuries come with the game, but
bro, we love talking about Owen Hart, and nobody talks about how he broke Stone Cold's neck. You know what I mean? Literally nobody talks about that.
Because Stone Cold still had a career after that, but I'm almost certain he was looking like he probably called Brett and was like, "Yo,
I've been trouble.
I think I'm done after this run. Like, I don't know how much I have left on my deal." But
even with that, I mean, I don't remember ever hearing about anybody being like, yo, Owen's unsafe. Owen's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't ever remember hearing that.
Yeah, but if he wasn't Owen Hart, if what's it called? Let's put it somebody that's kind of in the same boat. Let's say a spark plug Holly. Bob Holly would have done that.
Okay.
You would have not heard about hardcore Holly. You would have been like, oh, they got this fake NASCAR driver the hell out of here.
No, you're right. Who else? D-Lo hurt Draws. You know what I'm saying? So like we don't consider
swap situations.
Like we don't consider like, oh man, this dude ended this guy's career. And
yeah, but look what happened. Yeah, but call Mr. Kennedy right now and ask him how him having one unsafe spot when one dude landed him. Cena got him fired according to the rumors, for almost hurting Randy. Something that Randy was like, it's all good because Randy was cool with him. No, Cena went right to the back according and what led to like his push being squashed.
They were like, nope. No, it happens. It happens every day.
He's talking about like look, Draws was not a made man like Big E. He was not the world champ. Think about that.
Okay.
And D'Lo was D'Lo. D'Lo was a vet, was already part of the crew. Like, the fact that we still talk about D'Lo today tells us how legit he was. Where you can't even tell me who the what is it? The two guys that used to mosh together wear the skirts. Not anybody can tell me their names.
Who, right? The Headbangers?
Yeah, tell me the individual names.
Wait,
Mosh and
okay, I'm waiting. Exactly.
Headbanger 1 and Headbanger 2.
There you go. like you know what I mean? And then Bret Hart's younger brother, Owen Hart, who has a memorial named after him. If he didn't have last name, it was Hart.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's a different pedigree of lineage. But like, it just made me think like, dang, like no one's ever said, yo, Owen wasn't safe. Owen messed up this and that. Like, it just doesn't happen.
Think about this. If it was Big E that dropped him, I don't think Big E would have not received, what his push would have not been diminished. It would have been like, man, those is the breaks. Like the song says, those be the breaks. Like,
I'm sure there's been a ton of injuries where people get, where somebody just made a mistake and didn't take a thing the right way. And, we just don't necessarily hear about it because it didn't end somebody's career.
But going back to the Stone Cold thing, when he broke his neck and then Stone Cold came back like 3 pay-per-views later, because that's when they were doing the fusing. which still to me, I'm like, we don't know the effects that that's gonna have. Like, you know what I mean? We won't have Batman like this. Like, my man,
right.
That's why Stone Cold turns like that.
Yep.
I thought it was gonna be like a 6'8" guy, 350 pounds come out and be like, it's Stone Cold. Like, just throw a white guy with bald out there. Like,
just bring out somebody else. Freaking Goldberg. Like, it's
Stone Cold. Stone Cold. Stone Cold.
Oh God.
But,
I mean, we could talk about the Goldberg kick to Brett. Like, I think it's mainly Brett who doesn't let that live. But
if that kick would have happened in WWE, Goldberg would have been a memory.
Wow.
Okay. Derek, what do you think?
That is an interesting point.
If he would have been a memory, or are we talking about
if this would have been the WWE and it was Goldberg up and coming, because at that point he was Goldberg, but the streak was gone at. He was kind of like 4 years, right? 5 years into his career.
I think he would have caught hell.
He was
when he dropped what you call it on his head. Yeah, I think he would have caught hell.
No, when he kicked Bret Hart's head off.
Yeah.
I think he would have caught hell.
Yeah,
because it ended his career, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
That was his last match.
I think that's why. So I think that's why Rich Holland catches what he caught, because it ended E's career. You know what I'm saying? Right. There was he ain't come back.
And it's like the nicest guy. So it's like it's not like
a person he's so nice.
Who literally nobody dislikes. You know what I'm saying?
All jokes aside, and I don't want this to happen, but let's say John Cena 3 years ago, top guy, somebody would have heard him like that. And John Cena's probably like, oh man, like things happen. Like, it's all right. It's all right. I think Vince would have gone to the back and stabbed that man, whoever it was.
I don't know if you remember. I don't know if it was a pay-per-view or whatever, but Shinsuke, remember he gave him one of those suplexes and dropped him on his neck, remember?
Yeah.
And and we were looking like, uh-oh. Like, that's the first thing I thought was like, oh, it's grand opening, grand closing for Shinsuke. Like, I immediately thought that. I remember, I don't know if it was like in the Royal Rumble or somewhere. They had a match.
It was a tournament for the number one contender versus Jinder, I believe, or somebody. It was a match that I think Shinsuke ended up winning or something like that. I don't know. He went
something like that. Like, it was either one of them reverse suplexes or reverse, I don't know, something like that. But like right on his neck. And even afterward, like he had to like apologize to Cena like after the match, and like I remember them having like a little bit of words during the match. Like John was like, "It happens, man. It's cool. It's cool." But
John went to the back. He walked through the curtain first, because the loser always walk through first, and apparently he was like, "Yo, leave him be." Like, you know what I mean? Like Vince,
like yo, chill. yo, chill.
Vince was like, "I'll have him deported right now. Let's call ICE. Let's call ICE right now." Like
I'll get him on the first thing, smoking out of here. Yeah. No, he had to be like, "Nah, it's cool. It's cool." That's crazy, man. Speaking of older guys who are still wrestling, I heard Paul White has a match in AEW this week.
What is it? A face turn match in which he just keeps turning face and heel?
I did not know he was still wrestling, but yeah.
First of all, we glossed over TNA.
We did.
I haven't talked about it because I haven't watched it. Did you watch the Hardy Boys versus Team 3D?
I didn't. I just caught the end of it.
Is that something we should watch, or should we leave the memories in the back and just watch the picture that they had of them? Like when they announced it, I was in New York with my cousin. We were shout out to TNA for hosting us. We were there.
Yeah.
And then when they said it, I was just like, I know one of these teams can still go.
Yeah, but that this isn't the guys you remember. You know that.
But how bad is it? Like, Bully Ray wrestled on NXT recently, and he was decent. It's the Devon aspect that I'm like.
That's the thing.
Like, because I thought Devon was done.
Yeah,
Did he even
beforehand?
Did he do anything?
I don't know. Watch it. I didn't watch it.
He said he caught the tail end of it. So yeah,
I only caught the end, and they tried to do like a the "I love you, I'm sorry" type, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels type deal.
Oh, you're talking about when he was standing there in front of the table.
Yeah,
and he was looking at the Hardys.
Give it to me, and then they have to just put him through a table or whatever. But like, Bully probably did most of the work, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah,
So does that mean he's retired as an individual, or are the Dudley Boys retired?
They gotta be done, bro. They gotta.
I think it's the Dudley Boys.
The Dudleys are done.
They gave their boots up. They took the boots.
They gave him the boots. They took.
But what? Hold on. Was it his tag team boots?
It was the 3D boots.
The boots said 3D, so I don't know. He could still be Bully Ray. I don't know. He could find a way around it.
We'll see. There's always a workaround.
Speaking of which, since you mentioned it, Derek and then Rand, the I'm Sorry I Love You. Were you watching wrestling when that came out?
Was I watching?
Was you watching, Derek?
I've seen it, like going back and watching things. So
this is for you. So Rand,
so
how do you feel that they took this genuine moment that honestly just happened to work out because of who the workers are and them copying it? What do you think about that? Like, I don't think that was a work. I think that was just where they were at, where their head space was at for the match.
And Ric Flair can cry at the drop of a hat. So you know what I mean? Like, he's a very emotional guy.
But not Shawn, though.
But Shawn being emotional is, that's not, I don't know if that's a part of the script per se. And back then they weren't really doing that, like talking off the mic, you know what I'm saying? And being like, oh, I could pick up what he said. Like, they weren't doing that back then per se. So that might not have been for TV to catch, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But that was a legendary moment. But again, it happened almost a lifetime ago. Like, new fans have probably never seen it, never heard of it. Yeah. So, it happens in cycles, man. You mentioned take the Hulk Hogan turn and bring that back for Dom and Ray. You know what I'm saying? Like, it all goes in cycles. So everybody brings back their hits. The hits come back around. Yeah. And there are some tropes that work, and that's now a trope in wrestling, I guess.
So
yeah.
Since you
I think it's okay.
Do you think, I don't know, man. I know this feels kind of weird. I feel like Dom doing the whole Eddie homage, it makes the perfect sense. Like, I think it fits him. Unlike everybody else, it feels forced.
Yeah. The question is, though, how do you get him out of this to go face? You know what I mean? His whole gimmick is he's shitty to his dad, and he treats Eddie like his dad. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do you get out of that and pivot where he respects his dad and acknowledges his dad, but still loves Eddie?
Wrestling, he just got to jump him. Look how they like Christian was trying to paralyze Edge, but now they're a tag team. Like, you know what I mean? Edge went home, but this will be definitely a topic that we could pick up next time.
Yes, sir.
Rand, we thank you once again. Me and you, we need to tag up again because they dropped something special for our brand.
The trailer. They put out the trailer, so we might have to do an emergency X pod this week. So we'll chat about your availability.
I'm with it. So Rand, thank you again for coming, taking the hot tag and helping us for this. Where can we find you? Of course, what projects that we need to go out and support right now?
Oh man, well, you can find me at megaran.com. I'm on all the socials at megaran. I'm doing a little bit of touring this weekend. I'm playing at a convention here in Mesa, Arizona. Mm-hmm. Weekend after that, I'll be in New York for an event called the Hootenanny. And so I'm moving around a ton, but you can get all that information at megaran.com. And the newest album is called Buddy's Magic Treehouse. It's our children's record that we are trying our best to get into Grammy talks. So I've just been working that. So just spread the word, tell a person, tell a friend, or 5.
Yep. Derek, once again, thank you for making this happen. And this has been another episode in which we talked about everything wrestling related here at Bumps and Bruises podcast. Thank you for joining us. Peace out, y'all. See you next time.
Peace.